mean Sam Letchworth. Sam Letchworth's mom, and her name is Celeste, which is a good Italian first name. Her name is Celeste Letchworth. She'll be coming on stage, and I want you to give her a very, very warm welcome because I've heard that she's had the perfect birthday so far. Woo! So I want you guys to help make it, just put it over the top. Will you do it? Put your hands together for Mrs. Celeste Letchworth.
Yeah!
Yes, I am 57 years old today. I'll cut that into my 5-minute time and I have too much to tell you. And I got the best birthday present. Where is Sam? Wait, Sam. I can't see anything. It's in gone light. I got the best birthday present that a 57-year-old mother could get today. After 2 years, my son finally accepted my request to be his Facebook friend. This morning, I mean, for 2 years, that request has been floating in cyberspace and hovering over my son's Facebook account. And then this morning, for I don't know what reason, except to please his mother, he reached out and clicked, and he accepted. Minnie, do you want me to get closer to this? Is that why I'm having feedback? And so now, a 57-year-old mother and a 26-year-old son can LOL in the house that Mark Zuckerman built. Except I gotta tell you, I don't get LOL too much. I'm very OCD about my LOL in because I'm very honest. I'm a very honest person. And so if you ever see on my Facebook status that I have said LOL, you can rest assured that I have literally, actually, and audibly laughed out loud. I am not like one of those people, you've seen them. They're in Walmart, and they're updating their status, standing in a long line in Walmart. Again, LOL. What is funny about that? And when's the last time that you were standing in a long line in Walmart and you hear people laughing out loud? So to keep it honest, when I don't feel like audibly laughing out loud, I do the smiley face. You all know it's the colon and then the right paren. And actually, Scott Coleman was a professor at Carnegie Mellon University in 1982. A little history lesson here. And he invented the colon right paren so that when they were posting their, like, I don't know, sarcastic remarks, people wouldn't take them seriously and get offended and get angry. And that's just a way of saying, don't take me seriously. And so that's what I do a lot. Now, since 1982, we've had the smiley face, we've had the sad face, the frowny face, the angry face, you use those things, and the smoking face, that's really cool, you use a lowercase d, I just found that out, and then the winky face. Now I can't use the winky face, if you know what I mean, it's the semicolon with the right paren. I can't use the winky face too much because I'm a preacher's wife. And so if I winky faced a male person, they might think I'm flirting with them, and nobody wants their preacher's wife to be flirting with them. So I'm restricted to that full colon with the right paren with my male friends. Since I'm a preacher's wife, you know, I have to live in what they call a parsonage. It's just a house that the church provides for the preacher and his family. There are advantages. The rent's free. There's an advantage. We got a PK back there, so she understands. Disadvantages, many. The first one I can think of is location. The parsonage I now live in is in a nice neighborhood. great neighborhood. But across the street from me lives Catman. Now, if I were to say Catwoman, oh, you'd get a picture in your head of tall, slender, maybe Halle Berry-looking lady. That's nice. Or if I had even said Cat Lady, maybe a little older woman with a leopard house coat coming out for a morning paper with her long cigarette. Hiya, doll. But when I say Catman, there's no alternative pictures that you have to choose from. You get the same guy every time. Catman. We don't really know how many cats he has. One of the neighbors said that she saw him walk down the street one time and they were all following him single file, and she counted 47, but that was last year. They're procreating like under all of our porches, so there's like kittens and angry mama cats, and then like you can be driving down the street at dusk and you have to swerve because there's cats having their way with each other like right in the middle of the street, and something has to be done. So I've decided, I have this friend named John. He's in the Peace Corps in Ghana. And one time when he was on furlough, he told us about how at the compound they'll raise cats for a purpose. And so I thought, I'll email him and see if he can send me some of his recipes. Sorry, you cat lovers. There are other disadvantages to living in a parsonage. The parsonage committee has to come and inspect the parsonage once a year, and I am not a cleanie. My mother-in-law, now she was a cleanie, you could make Jell-O in that woman's bathtub, and it was safer and better to eat than the Jell-O I was making in my mixing bowl in my own kitchen. And her toilets sparkle. I'll never forget the first time that I went to visit after we were married. Somehow I had gotten the stomach virus, and I didn't know it until after I arrived. And then I spent that whole night lying on her bathroom floor, but it was a glorious experience that I'll never forget. I remember the first hurl that I did in her toilet. I remember thinking to myself, so this is what it's like to throw up in a clean toilet. I could get used to this. And you know that window of time you have between throw-ups? There I was laying on her clean, cold tile floor. And then sometimes I actually felt safe to hug the commode, because that cold porcelain, it feels so good when you have a fever. I would rather throw up in that lady's toilet any day rather than sit on my own toilet. Partly because right now I have like bad toilets. This new parsonage we moved into, have you ever seen, I always thought that all toilets were the same, but size matters. It actually does. You know those tall toilets like you see in the handicap stall? You can actually get that for a house. And our parsonage, for some crazy reason, both bathrooms have the tall toilets. And I'm 5'4", and when I sit on these tall toilets, my legs kind of swing, and you kind of need something to push against. But fortunately, when Sam was little and we wanted to teach him how to brush his teeth, we had him step on that little stool so he could reach. He's the cutest little guy. And I still have that stool, and so I can use that stool. And I'm really sorry, I've just given you a picture in your head, and it's going to burn forever, isn't it? And I'm so sorry. I had promised myself that I was not going to do potty humor. Semicolon, right paren.